Hello, entrepreneurs, and welcome back. So, I told you that I've had a lot of people reaching out and talking about the way to separate their business, and there's so many different ideas about separating business from personal. And I see a lot of different things that the people are doing, and they're not necessarily focused on the right things. One of the things I see a lot of people doing is making sure they have a separate business address. So if that makes you feel better, great. But keep in mind that paying $50 or $20 for rent is really not something that the IRS is concerned about. It's definitely not something that investors are looking at. When it comes to separating your business from your personal, it's going to be more about your finances and your systems. Let's think about it. I always talk about how systems determine whether or not you have a business. Any company you've ever worked for, you always had a system. Think about it. If you worked at a company, there was an onboarding system. They bought you in, they gave you paperwork, they had a system. You have a system of how you get paid. There's a system you had to learn regardless of what your role was. If you were the driver, if you were the admin, if you were the salesperson, everything functioned by a system. Keeping that in mind, your business is going to be determined, it's going to be taken seriously by the systems you set up. As entrepreneurs, it's hard sometimes to even think about systems because you're one person and you're thinking about, look, I get the money in, I get the money out, I take care of stuff, I'll figure the rest out later. That's not the way you really want to handle business, especially if you want to keep everything separate. As an entrepreneur, you're going to need working capital. I don't care what kind of business you have. If you don't have working capital, you're going to run that business in the ground. If you're running the business and you need that money every week and you got to use the money that you get paid, and I say every week because there's a lot of people, there are a lot of different subcontractors and opportunities, and they are paying by the week. The thing about that money is that if you have to use it every week, or if you have to use factoring companies so that you get paid weekly and then pay the factoring companies back after the company pays you after 30 days, you are inhibiting and hindering your cash flow. So see, there's so many different variables to it, and once again, it goes back to having a system. I always tell people it is so much better to do the legwork, to do the things that you don't want to do, to make sure that that business is going to be sound and it's going to be firm. The things people don't want to do, they don't want to wait, they don't want to take their time and bill, they don't want to set up their credit. It all goes back to the way and the system that you use. You're going to develop a system. You're either going to develop that system at the beginning when you start your business, or you're going to develop it by necessity when your business is overtaken and overwhelming you. The bills are coming in, you have obligations, you have contracts, and yet you can't seem to keep up or get ahead because you don't have a system. I don't care who you are, I don't care what business you do. Your system is going to determine how good that business can be to you. It's been your girl, the Queen Bee of Doing Business Better. Give me a call. Let's set up your systems so that you have somewhere for all the money to flow. Bye-bye.